Hello everyone, and welcome to part 3 of my video series on upgrading Athearn freight cars. Today we're going to go over adding the proper weight to allow these cars to roll correctly through your switches and trackage. Athearn cars tend to be a little bit on the light side, sometimes by a full ounce. And it's very easy in fact to add enough weight to make these things roll. I use different kinds of weights. I used to use these at one time. These are from Harbor Freight, and I found out that they're not very accurate. These, however, are wheel weights, and they're used by the local shops around here to put weights on cars, and they're very accurate. You see, so almost always read 0.25 ounces when you weigh them. One of the ways I check the weight is with this little device here. And at one time these electronic scales were extremely expensive, but this one, again from Harbor Freight, was only $18, and I've checked it quite a few times with special scales to set the weight, and it's extremely accurate. When I place this car on there, you may or may not be able to see the weight. It reads 3.52 ounces, so 3.5 ounces. If we go to the actual reading, and I'm going to use this the way I would, which is from the center of the coupler on one side to the center of the coupler on the other side, we have 6 inches. According to the NMRA standard, we place 1 ounce for the car, and then we place a half ounce for every inch. So in this case we have the 1 full ounce plus a total of 3 onto it, which makes it 4 ounces. Well, we already found out the car weighs 3.5, so we need to add a half an ounce. We're fortunate that numbers add up. Otherwise, if they required us to, say, split a quarter of an ounce, we'd have to cut these weights, the old ones, the ones that Micro-Mart used to sell years ago. In fact, I have a couple left. See, they're a lot smaller, and these have a lot of lead in them, and they're soft enough you can cut them with a pair of dikes. But these new ones here are made of iron, and they are very difficult to cut, to get these things cut. So what we're going to do here, since we know what we need, we need a half ounce of weight. We're going to pop this off, just like we've been doing here for the past 2 videos. And then we're going to turn this over. And I've already separated a couple of weights that we can use. Now we're going to stick these 2 weights on top of the directly over the trucks. They have and sometimes you have to fiddle around to find it. They have a film on here, and once you get the film off, and you want to try and get this thing centered as much as possible, left to right. It's not perfect, but you know, closer the better. Okay, I'm probably off to one side just a tad bit on that. Okay. Oops. Don't want to do that. That's good enough. Okay. Once we get those weights on, then we can snap the assembly back in. And the sticky tape that's on there will hold it in pretty good. So let's go test it on the layout and see how well it works. Oh, pardon me. Let's not do that. since we applied these on here, let's check our weight. You have to press the mode one to go, wants to go into ounces. Okay. And we read exactly 4 ounces. That's perfect. So, now, I'm going to go put this on the layout and connect it up to a train, and we'll see how well it functions. I'll see you there. Okay, we have our Canadian National freight car rolling along the ATSF Metro. I've left the doors open because there's a good chance we're going to be doing a little bit of paint work in it. This is a standard Bachman that's been upgraded with sound that seems to do very well. It's using a tsunami out of an Athearn unit. Everything's rolling by real nice here. Keep my eyes on this Canadian National car though. I don't expect any kind of problems with it. We have a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cars on here. Not a whole heck of a lot, but more than enough to cause problems if this car catches on anything or derails. But this is not the best way to test it. And once we get through this layout completely, I'll show you what my final ultimate test is. If it can't do the ultimate test, then it's back to the drawing board. 9 times out of 10, if there's an issue with the freight car, it's because there's a problem with the coupler. It's catching on something. As you can see, we're rolling through the town rather nicely so far. Okay, doing very well. I'm going to reach over here and change the direction. Try that again. There we go. Okay, and here we go. And this is my my test. If you can't push the car through your layout in reverse over every single switch, you have a problem. And so we're going to push it in reverse. Just so you know that caboose in the back, that's a heavily modified Athearn, and it's a little on the heavy side as well. So it's going to put quite a bit of strain. These 2 cars here are unloaded at the moment, and if they were loaded with their normal rust loads, which are right there, it would be quite a bit heavier. But for now, we don't have a problem. So far so good. Everybody's rolling to the tracks real nice. I'm pretty happy with this so far. Everything looks good. Still under construction, the model of my wife's home she grew up in. It'll take me a little while because I need to get the roof line. She grew up on a small ranch in the city of Fontana, and it was torn down a while back to make way for a warehouse. And this is my tribute to her parents' home. Looking good, looking real good. No problems. No derailments. Always nice. Some of you may have noticed the boxcar with the Delta Lines logo. That's my tribute to Frank Ellison, one of the greatest model railroaders, I think, of all time. It was his work in O-scale model railroading that helped guide the entire hobby into what it is today. They produced a car to honor him, and I scoured the eBay and the internet to finally find one. Anyway, it looks pretty good. This will conclude this video, and we will probably come up with a fourth one to do a little bit of paint work in there on that thing. But yeah, the underside is kind of a half and half there of different things, and the interior could do with a shot of some kind of dull gray for the floorboards. Although I always keep my doors closed, there's people out there that like to open them. So we're going to probably paint the trucks for sure, for that shiny metal, and of course the couplers. So until then, take care. Thank you for watching, and I'll get to work on video 4 here.